Most people think that power looks like a rich guy in a suit, a politician on a stage, or a general with an army. But real power has levels, and the scary part is that most people spend their entire life stuck at level 1, fighting for scraps, while a small number of people quietly live at level 4 and level 5, where the world bends for them automatically. Let me show you how it works. Level 1 is direct power. Direct power is the simplest kind. You can personally make something happen. Your hands build it, your voice commands it, your body moves it. Physical strength lets you lift what others cannot. Money in your pocket buys what you need right now. Skills you mastered allow you to fix, create, or solve without waiting for anyone else. Charisma makes strangers listen when you speak. The power lives inside you. When you walk into a room, things change because you are there. You can throw a punch, hand over cash, write the code, charm the crowd. This is the first kind of power every human understands. The biggest kid gets the ball, the loudest voice wins the argument, the one with money buys the candy. But direct power has a fatal weakness. It only works when you are present. You step outside and the power vanishes. Your strength cannot protect your home while you sleep. Your money cannot buy anything once it is spent. Your skills sit useless when you are sick. Your charisma dies the second you leave the conversation. This power is trapped inside your body and your moment, and that means it scales terribly. One person can only do so much. You can convince 10 people in a room, maybe 100 if you are magnetic, but you cannot convince 1,000 without your voice giving out. You can fight one opponent, maybe 3, but never an army. The moment you stop acting, the power stops existing, and once people realize that, they just wait you out. Because unlike you, systems do not sleep. Titles do not tire. Influence does not need to be in the room to keep working. So the question becomes, what if you could borrow power instead? This is where level 2 comes in, positional power. Positional power does not come from you. It comes from the role you occupy. A manager gives orders and employees follow, not because the manager is stronger or smarter, but because the title says they should. A judge speaks and the courtroom listens. A police officer raises a hand and traffic stops. A teacher assigns homework and students comply. The power belongs to the position, not the person wearing it. Strip away the badge and the obedience disappears instantly. This is borrowed authority. You step into a role that already carries weight, and suddenly people treat you differently. Strangers respect you, subordinates obey you, doors open for you, but none of it is truly yours. You are renting power from an institution that built it long before you arrived. Positional power feels stronger than direct power because it multiplies your reach. A manager doesn't need to personally complete every task. They delegate. A judge doesn't enforce the law. Others do it for them. You can influence hundreds, even thousands, without exhausting yourself. But positional power has a weakness too. It only lasts as long as you hold the role. You get fired, retire, or step down, and the power evaporates overnight. People who once listened stop returning calls. Respect disappears, and your opinion suddenly matters less. Because the respect was never about you. It was about the chair you sat in. And worse, positional power can be stripped away by someone with more positional power. Your boss fires you. A higher court overrules the judge. Internal affairs suspends the officer. The system that gave you power can take it back whenever it wants. So you start wondering, what if people followed you because they wanted to, not because they had to? Level 3 is relational power. Relational power is different. People listen to you because they trust you, like you, or depend on you. No title required. No uniform needed. They follow you voluntarily. This is the power of social networks, alliances, reputation, and influence. A friend asks for advice and takes it seriously. A mentor speaks and pupils listen. A community leader suggests action, and neighbors join in. The power flows from connection, not command. And this kind of power survives job loss. You can lose your position, but relationships stay intact. A fired manager loses authority over employees, but a trusted colleague still has influence inside the team. A retired judge loses the gavel, but decades of reputation still open doors. Relational power moves with you because it lives in how people see you. It is earned slowly. You cannot force trust. You cannot buy loyalty. You build it through consistency, reliability, and care. Help someone and they remember. Betray someone and they never forget. Over years, you build a network of people who value your word. And this kind of power scales. One trusted person influences 10 others. Those 10 influence 100. Your reputation spreads through stories people tell about you. Your ideas travel through conversations you are not even part of. Someone you helped 5 years ago recommends you to someone you have never met. But relational power still has limits. It requires maintenance. Relationships fade without attention. Trust breaks if you stop showing up. You still have to invest time and energy, and that leads to the next level. What if you could build power that work, even when you are not around? Level 4, structural power. Structural power means you do not exercise power. The system exercises it on your behalf. Laws advantage you. Institutions protect your interests. Economic structures funnel resources toward you. Algorithms prioritize your content. Society bends in your direction, even when you are asleep. This is power built into the architecture of how things work. Nobody has to actively exclude anyone. The rules do it automatically. Consider tax codes that favor capital gains over wages. Investors pay lower rates than workers. The law itself redistributes wealth upward, quietly, legally, year after year. Structural power is invisible until you look for it. Credit systems reward people who already have money and punish those who do not. School funding tied to property taxes ensures wealthy areas get better education. Highways were built through poor neighborhoods, not rich ones. None of this requires active cruelty. The structure does the work. This is where power becomes ambient. You don't need to be present. You don't need to convince anyone. The system keeps your advantage running like a machine, but structural power has one weakness. It takes resources to build. You need money to lobby for favorable laws. You need influence to shape institutions. You need control over capital to design the rules. And even structures can be torn down. Laws change. Institutions collapse. Or revolutions can rewrite everything. So what is stronger than controlling the system? It is controlling what people believe the system should be. Level 5. Ideological power. This is the highest form of power. You control what people believe is true, moral, or normal. Religion tells billions how to live. Patriotism convinces citizens to die for borders drawn on maps. Media framing decides which problems matter and which get ignored. At this level, your preferences become other people's moral duty. They enforce your worldview for you. This power operates through belief itself. A religious person doesn't need a priest watching. They believe God is watching. A patriot doesn't need a general forcing them. They believe serving is honourable. Workers accept low wages because they believe hard work leads to success, even when the system is designed so it doesn't. Ideological power makes all other power invisible. Structural inequality becomes merit. Exploitation becomes opportunity, and obedience becomes virtue. People defend the system because they believe they are defending truth. They cannot see the strings, because the ideology taught them the strings do not exist. And once an ideology spreads deep enough, it becomes common sense. Questioning it feels dangerous, even immoral. That's why you'll see things that make no logical sense. A poor person defending rich politicians, a worker opposing unions, a citizen cheering for wars that do not benefit them. The ideology convinces them their interests align with power, even when they don't. And this is why level 5 is the most dangerous level, because it makes people want what you want. They don't feel controlled, they feel righteous. And once an idea becomes strong enough, it survives even after its creators are gone. And this is why power at this level is immortal.